Oh my gosh, Kyle, you are so lucky to be playing with someone so cool.
Johnny, are you ready? Grab your things.
I wonder where Johnny's going when Mrs. N comes to get him from class.
I heard he gets pulled out for basketball.
I know, I bet that's where he's going. After all, he is the star athlete of the basketball team.
Hey Johnny, how was basketball practice?
It was okay.
How come you get to leave class during reading to play basketball, but I don't? That's not fair.
Mrs. N, tomorrow would it be okay if I helped Johnny with his basketball practice?
Yeah, that would be fun if you played basketball with Johnny at recess. I heard he's a great basketball player.
No, not during recess, during reading time when you take him out to practice.
Well, let me talk to Johnny. Oh, there he is. Johnny, do you have time to stop by my room quick?
Sure.
Johnny, I had a classmate of yours ask me a strange question today.
Oh, what did they ask you?
Well, one of your classmates seems to think that you're getting pulled out to play basketball during our one-on-one reading time. Have you been telling your friends this?
Well, they asked me during recess today and I was really embarrassed, so I didn't want to tell them the truth. If they found out where I was really going, no one would want to be my friend anymore.
Johnny, I'm going to teach you a new word. The word is demystification. This word means that you understand your disability and realize that everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. Do you think we could come up with a way you could be able to tell your friends where you are really going during reading without feeling ashamed?
I'm afraid my friends won't think I'm cool anymore.
If they are your true friends, they will understand and accept you for who you are.
Okay, I guess we can talk to them this afternoon.
Johnny, grab your things. Ashley and Kyle, Johnny would like you to join us today.
Yes, we get to play basketball.
Why are we in the classroom? Aren't we helping Johnny with his basketball skills?
Johnny, would you like to explain why you asked your two friends to join us today?
Yeah, guys, I don't play basketball when Mrs. N comes to get me from class.
Well then what do you do?
I work on my reading skills.
What do you mean you work on your reading skills?
I have a learning disability.
What's a learning disability?
It's when someone has a hard time learning new things as fast as the other kids in class. I have a hard time reading. It takes me longer to read and longer to understand what I have read. I come with Mrs. N during reading to work on my reading skills. Sometimes it's tough missing class and I get frustrated really easy.
I understand now. My sister has a learning disability. Mrs. N, could you come and talk to our class about learning disabilities so everyone can learn more about it?
Absolutely, that sounds like a great idea. Johnny, are you okay with this? Good afternoon, class. There's something really important that I would like to talk to you about today. I'm going to talk to you about learning disabilities. Students with learning disabilities might have difficulty with listening, thinking, speaking, reading, writing, spelling, or doing math. I would also like to tell you that learning disabilities can also affect language. Some students with learning disabilities have a hard time with the 5 parts of language: phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. This would include having a hard time communicating or conversing with others. They may have shorter responses and lack of engaging conversation.
Well, how can you tell that someone has a disability?
A lot of times you can't physically see that a student has a learning disability. They may just struggle in one area and need additional help, but could be really good in another subject.
Ooh, can I say something to the class?
Sure.
Many of you have probably never would have known that I am different from all of you. I love to play basketball and I have many friends, but I also have a learning disability. When I leave during class with Mrs. N, I am not going to basketball practice, but I am going to practice. I practice learning strategies with Mrs. N before reading a book. I practice making predictions, using context clues, making vocabulary cards with unfamiliar words, using decoding strategies, and using comprehension skills. Some of you might wonder how you never knew that I had a learning disability. be because I do not show any physical signs and do not have issues with attention, cognition, motor, or psychological behaviors.
Mrs. N, is there any way we can help Johnny in the classroom?
There are many ways you and your classroom teacher can help Johnny. Some of the ways you can help him might include allowing Johnny extra time on his assignments, helping Johnny if he gets stuck on a word, helping Johnny take notes, provide him with visual clues, or even make up a song about the material, which is called a mnemonic device.
Thank you so much for talking about your disability, Johnny. Our class will do whatever we can to help you with your reading along with your basketball.
Johnny built up the courage to tell his class about his learning disability. He was not ashamed, and all of his classmates were very accepting and liked him just the same. He even found out that some of his other classmates also had disabilities.